My goodness, this entire Hasan versus Asmongold versus shocking the dog situation is so annoying. And here's why, because no experts or professional dog trainers are weighing in on it, right? Hi, my name is Jonas Black, and I 100% endorse the usage of ethical e-collar implementation into your dog training. And Asmongold doesn't particularly know much about it, but here in this situation regarding Hasan, there's also problematic tendencies. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. For those of you who don't know that I'm formerly punk-ass dog trainer on TikTok, close to 2 million across my entire platform, starting on YouTube late because I'm lazy and I have tangible businesses and I'm a working human being. But let's go ahead and break this situation down from Hasan's perspective, which seems to be pretty shifty.
Why are people mad about you, Kaya?
Because they don't understand, and you have to give them credit. You have to give them grace for that.
What are you doing? There's a clip out there that in the aftermath of me getting my internet getting pooped, I come back live and I'm very frustrated.
You're very frustrated. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this right now. E-collar usage and frustration don't mix.
And while I'm tweaking around, I give Kaya the place command as I usually do.
Place command, great. That's normally a mindset where the dog learns to turn off and relax, and it's normally taught by professionals.
Which is one of the things that she knows, is she's like professionally trained.
Professionally trained.
And I think while she was like getting up and down from the bed, I don't know exactly what happened, but I suspect that she tweaked her, like the upper nail that's like...
Stop it. You know that that's not what happened. You can look clearly in that video and see that no nail was tweaked or whatever he says.
On the side of the bed. People speculated that I was actually shocking her.
You were using an e-collar, which is a static current, which isn't the same as the old school shock collars. Shock collar is a very outdated term. E-collars use what's called a static current, which is the same as a TENS unit that gets hooked up to humans at the chiropractor or the physical therapist. And here's the thing is that at a very low level, you can condition the stimulus to mean something, and it's non-noxious, meaning not painful. So you can condition a tactile stimulus in a non-painful manner. It's very, very, very beneficial for deaf dogs, and including counter conditioning, and even to have the dog predict that something good is coming based on how the stimulus is conditioned. Static current or electricity in nature don't mean pain. It's just the term shock collar is emotionally loaded, and people tend to want to stand up for dogs, which I love. But in this situation here, because I used to be very anti-e-collar and very anti-shock collar, once I opened my mind to it and really saw the benefits of it, it's a fantastic tool if utilized properly.
And they're like, oh, he was like hitting a button on his desk. They got completely duped by the framing of it. And
they didn't get duped by the framing of it. Everyone saw what happened.
It's all right. I understand. For those of you who are confused by it.
No one's confused by it. You used an e-collar on your dog.
I do not have a shock collar.
Yes, you do. And I'm going to prove it.
For Kaya, as I said yesterday, but it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Don't give a shit. All of the other clips that people have been showing are either the AirTag or the vibration collar that she has. This is one of Kaya's many collars. This is the one.
That's the exact collar he says he or Kaya was wearing at the time. If you notice the red dot on the corner there, there's a red dot. Let's see if I can get it on the camera here. There it is. There it is. You see that red dot? This is the mini educator, the ET300 from a company called e-collar Technologies. They're a fantastic company, and it is the exact collar that he is using here in this video.
That people are talking about. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
It does have the capacity to vibrate, but it also has the capacity to emit a static current, which there's nothing wrong with if you're using it properly, and the fact that you are backtracking shows guilt.
There's the AirTag. There's the vibrator.
It's not just the vibrator. It's also like it has a vibrate feature, but it can also discharge a static current, which once again, if it's understood properly, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's a flashlight component to it at night.
It does have a flashlight component.
Nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it. I understand why people are concerned about it.
You should understand why people are concerned about it. Your dog yelped on live stream and you're backing it up. And or rather, you're trying to back out of accountability here.
Makes sense why people would be like, oh my God, this person is being abusive.
I don't think he's an abusive dog owner. I think he made a mistake out of frustration with the pressure of being on stream. As a big content creator myself, I understand that pressure. Not that I've ever corrected my dog because of it, but here in this situation, we've all been the abusers. We've all been abused. And in this situation, I think you can give a little bit of grace to him if he were to just come out and say, hey, I was frustrated. I corrected my dog because my partner doesn't follow through with structure when I'm gone, which is what he said in the original video, which then in itself begs the question, well, is it appropriate to punish or correct a dog if it doesn't know what's expected of it? And the answer is probably no at that point.
If they only saw that clip, the most insane part about it is that a lot of people were just like automatically under the assumption that I've been like abusing my dog.
It's not insane. People care about dogs, bro. It's not insane. Don't make people feel that way because or don't suggest that people are insane because they felt a certain way when something seemed off in the video, which there was. But what was off was you being frustrated correcting your dog with an e-collar instead of getting up, maybe using a little bit of spatial pressure, or at the end of the day, perhaps making sure that Kaya, your dog, understands what's expected of her before you utilize a stimulation high enough to make her yelp.
That I love more than most human beings.
Bro, I believe you that you love your dog more than most human beings. Truly do.
I have people who have made it their full-time jobs to like professionally hate on everything that I do.
Sure. And because I'm an avid like YouTube watcher, I think that has to do with your political stances versus your haters' political stances. They're using this as leverage against you. And that's not fair either, because most of the countries who have been referenced by Asmongold here in particular are countries that strongly do not align with the predominant majority of his views. Here's the thing. I was one of the people who spearheaded and who helped James Penrith in England overturn the e-collar ban in England because we have science to back up their usage, their efficacy, and also the humane usage of it, in particular when it comes to livestock killers.
This is an inevitable byproduct of this.
It's not an inevitable byproduct. Just don't try to back out for making a mistake here.
Is one of the most insane sagas that I have participated in. So
once again, calling people crazy for caring about animals. A lot of people don't know about e-collar usage and proper e-collar usage. And a lot of your haters who are calling you out on this, I agree with you. They don't know about the usage, which is why I'm extending an open invitation to Asmongold. We're both in Austin, Texas. Come watch me work for a day. We don't even have to film it. You don't have to feature me on your platform. Just come watch me train for a day using e-collars so I can show you what they're used for, so you don't have this strange skewed opinion of e-collar usage and what it actually is.
So far, it is laughable because I have been around so many other content creators, people that do like literally animal welfare advocacy. And
I've been around so many content creators that do literal people or animal advocacy. Hi, my name is Jonas Black. I'm the only person in the world who's ever gotten anybody indicted by a grand jury for animal abuse. If you don't know, and you want to know, Hogs for Hope. Just Google Hogs for Hope, Cody Roberts, and the things at Hogs for Hope, which is a motorcycle ride that I have organized to benefit wolves. I've raised over $250,000 over the last year for wolves and to help a young wolf that was tortured to death get justice. I also expose bad dog training. I also expose a lot of negligence from owners to police departments for dogs and for dogs to get the rightful justice that they deserve for being mishandled. Now, I've checked in my circles, which are huge, from pit bulls and addicts in New York to underdog rescues in California. No one knows who you are, so you don't actually run with the animal welfare advocacy crowd. That's not me boasting. What that means is that, yes, you may know people who do animal welfare advocacy, but I don't think you know any authority in there.
Things of that nature. This dog is a famous dog. And
dog is a famous dog. That means nothing.
She is one of the best taken care of dogs of all time.
I won't even argue that. I think she probably is, in particular, since you were willing to invest in dog training, this, that, and the other. Now, if your dog trainer taught you to rock your dog on an e-collar for breaking place, I'm willing to give you, Hasan, free dog training. I'll give you a free 14-day program. I will come to Los Angeles, train you, your partner, and your dog for free and recondition everything in order to give Kaya a clear context in which she can predict things and have clarity in her environment. I would love to do that for you. I'm also going to just the same way that I invited Asmond out to watch me train, I will train you and your dog for free in your context and your partner to make sure we're all on the same page. So that way we can avoid this type of controversy.
Like straight up, lives a better existence than I do. Definitely lives a better life than my haters do. I spend every week.
Better lives a better life than my haters, or definitely lives a better life than my haters do. That's a little low, bro. You don't have to go there. I tend to fall fiscally right, socially left. So I don't care who wins in yours and Asmongold's pissing contest. I care about dogs and making sure that dogs are okay. And no one in this entire argument has brought up that. No one's fighting for dogs. They're fighting to win the argument. And that's problematic. And Asmond is going to get a breakdown tomorrow.
Making moment with her. She is the love of my life. She's the most important thing in my life. Okay. I love her more than I love most human beings.
I believe that.
You only go one VOD bag and Kaya roams the entire VOD amount. I know, but it doesn't matter, right? Because if you are in here for an extended period of time, you already know this. But
again, most people aren't there for an extended period of time and they don't already know this, bro. I don't know who you are. I know you're one of the biggest creators in the world or like whatever. I don't know this. I'm too busy training dogs every single day and helping aggressive and phobic dogs and their owners thrive. I don't know who you are. But you guys are just flinging shit at each other, and neither one of you know, whether it's Asmond or another creator or you, no one knows really what they're doing here or what they're talking about, but you're getting people riled up, and there's no reason for it.
But the problem here is that the narrative is not being guided by people who are interested in having a reasonable opinion on this. I think...
Cool. I'm here. I am here to have a reasonable opinion on this, and I think a reasonable opinion is you shouldn't punish a dog because you're frustrated with your live stream. And I'm a big content creator, except on this platform. I'm trying to build that now. But anyway, you shouldn't punish your dog or correct your dog when you're frustrated because of a live stream. If you care about your dog that much, perhaps you and your partner get onto the same page and produce a clarity and parameters which the dog knows exactly how to operate in before you utilize an e-collar. That it's just common sense. And you even said in your video, Hasan, you said that your partner does not follow through on the things you need her to whenever you are gone. There's no clarity for this dog. Let's achieve clarity. Shoot me a DM.
The worst aspect of it was I was frustrated because the internet had cut out, and
worst aspect of it, I was frustrated because the internet had cut out. So you decide to correct your dog because the internet had cut out, bro. No, dude. Clarity needs to be addressed first. Maybe don't give her the place command until she knows what's expected of her. And in particular, don't punish her for breaking a place command until she has clarity on what's expected of her. Now, did she go back to the place cot and lower her head? Yes, of course. She did. But we don't know exactly the context of why. Let me come, let me help you, and let me recondition everything and get you on the proper track. Because right now it looks like that whoever trained your dog said, light the dog up on the e-collar whenever it doesn't do what you want it to do, because the place command is widely overused as well.
And I didn't immediately rush to her. I went to her afterwards to see if she was all right. But she was, of course. And I do take accountability.
I do think she was okay.
For that. I should have
I particularly don't think that she tweaked her dew claw or her claw.
Immediately went over when I saw her yelping. But the idea that I'm a abusive...
The reason why you didn't go over there when you saw her yelping is because it's a common response from your dog to react that way towards a static current that may be too high, or that just startled her because she hasn't had clarity in the environment. Again, there's nothing wrong with punishing or correcting your dog or saying no to your dog. Whatever it is, that's fine. But you're backtracking and trying to avoid the accountability of punishing your dog when you were frustrated because the internet cut out. You've just said it, and quite frankly, it's a little troublesome. It's a little problematic.
dog parent is completely
Now, here's a whole other thing. Do you see this yellow dangling in between his crotch, his thighs, his thigh crotch, his crotch thigh? You see the yellow? That's what this is. That's the ET300 Mini Educator transmitter, which once again shows that this dog is on an e-collar that has a static current component in it. There's so much evidence of this, and the fact that he's lying looks very, very poor on him.
ridiculous. What were you reaching for in the clip? What do
You were reaching for this. Be real, bro.
you think?
You weren't reaching for your 6 milligrams in. By the way, 6 milligrams, are you okay? Who hurt you, dog? Like, come talk to me. Like, we can sit down, we can have a couple drinks, have a cup of coffee. If you're sober or like whatever, it's cool. We can sit down, we can hold me down, we can have a liquid death, we can have a polar seltzer, ginger mule lime. We can do whatever you want to do, dog. But at the end of the day, you just can't lie. You weren't reaching for the Zyn. You were reaching for the transmitter to the e-collar. And there's nothing wrong with that if you correct your dog. In this situation here, that the dog didn't have clarity, which you admitted to, yet you still stimmed her to the point to where she yelped. Did the dog go back to the place cot? Sure. But you should also be aware of the fact that you corrected out of frustration. You did. You used it out of frustration because your internet cut out. You were under pressure for being on stream or like whatever. Why should your dog suffer because of that? Because you and your partner can't get on the same page to give the dog clarity. That's y'all's fault, not Kaya's fault. So I hope that you can reflect, look at this, take me up on my offer, maybe go look at my work on TikTok, Jonas Black Official, or on Instagram, Jonas.Black, and see what I do. Take me up. Let me help you. And Asmond, if you watch this, I'm in Austin. I'm a Texas boy myself. Let's go get tacos and train some dogs, bro. Let's go.